This is Mishka. She's dopey right now because the calcium isn't in her ears very good. The first thing I like to do is I like to get some hydrogen peroxide. A lot of people use rubbing alcohol, but I like hydrogen peroxide. You just put some on the pad and then clean out the inside of the ear. You just pull up on the ear and stick your finger in there. It's not going to hurt her. Get it nice and clean. And then I get a new pad and do the other ear too. Okay, then that gives it time to dry while you're getting the post ready. So what I use is 1/2 inch Baker backing rod. Just get it at Menards. You're going to grab the ear, you're going to pull up on it, and you're just going to take this and stick it in there. Make sure that it's all the way down. You're not going to hurt her. And then pull it up, and then wherever the tip's at, just cut it there. I already did one of the posts so that this video doesn't take too long, but this is the second post that I'm showing you how to do. And then I just let her run around until I'm done getting the post ready. Okay, so I use duct tape, the Zonas tape, and the micropore tape. The only two you'll need to do the posts is the Zonas tape and the duct tape. So what I like to do is I like to roll it out, get a nice big roll, and just get it and lay it flat. No, you can't see this right now. I'll show you in a second. So I just like to lay it out flat like this. And you can see I already cut my other tape, and I'll explain that to you in a second. But then you just lay it down here at an angle. And then I like to roll it like this. I know the video I sent you on YouTube shows it not being rolled, but instead it still being rolled, but in a long way instead of a agnelled way like this. But so I'll just roll it, make sure you keep it nice and smooth. I roll it on the table because it's easier, and I'll keep rolling until there's only about a little piece left, whatever's going into the ear. It's not a lot, and then I'll cut it there and finish it off so that that's going to go into the ear so it doesn't irritate the ear. The first time I did it, I had it rolled all the way down to the bottom, and it seemed to really bug her. But since I've been doing this, she doesn't seem to be near as bothered by it. You can do the same thing with the Zonas tape. Just roll out a nice big strand, lay it flat on the table.
Where's the chicken?
In the other fridge. And you're gonna put it at an angle too, and then you'll just roll it up like this. You just want to make sure that when you're rolling it, you get it nice and smooth. You don't want a lot of wrinkles in there because that can help create pockets in the ear. It's not very common that it actually does do anything like that, but I just try and get it really nice and smooth. I do the duct tape first because it just helps strengthen that rod. See, there's not a lot of bend to it now. Same with the one that I already have done. This one already has the sticky side out, but there's not a lot of bend to it because it even has another layer on it. But with the Zonas tape on there too, it's nice and strong. So then I like to take the Zonas tape and I'll start at the top and I'll just kind of wrap it around sticky side out. Make sure it's sticky side out because this is your final layer. So with this, I usually have this rolled up so it's nice and tight, and then I just pull it tight and I go down at an angle. Again, you just want to make sure that you're getting it really nice and tight on there and as smooth as you can. It won't be perfect, but you can get it pretty smooth. And you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to stop it where you stop the duct tape, so this bottom part here is not have tape on it. It's just soft. And I definitely don't put the sticky side into the ear. You can if you're having problems with him shaking it out or getting it out, If that's been a problem, I would maybe just go with the sticky side all the way to the bottom and then just cut it even here so that it's nice and smooth down here. It doesn't hurt his ear, but then this is sticky side out, so this is ready to go. I have 2 of them ready to rock and roll. So just to say that again, you're going to take the duct tape first, just roll it out flat on the table, roll that Backer's rod in there. I keep saying Backer's rod in there. And then the Zonas tape after that. And the first layer of Zonas tape is sticky side against the duct tape. The second layer is sticky side out because it'll stick to the ear. Now, if you are having problems with it staying in the ear, your other option is using the Super 77. It's a M or 3M glue. It just for fabrics and stuff like that so it won't hurt the ear. Now, if you're going to use this, I just, whatever side is the smoothest on the sticky side out, you take it and you just spray this along there, and you wait like 2 seconds after you sprayed it just so it starts to set a little bit, and then you stick it in that ear after that, and you get that ear stuck to it, and then you tape it. But I will show you how to put it in there. I already got all my tape cut, so this right here is going to be the micropore tape. I do 8 pieces of micropore tape, probably about 5 inches. Not 100% sure on the length, I just kind of guess. Each piece is just going to pretty much wrap around one time because you don't want a continuous strand, because then you can cut off circulation too easily in the ear. And then over here I have my Zonas tape. Now with the Zonas tape, I do 6 pieces that are about 4 inches long, and then I do 1 or 2 of them that are 6 inches long, and I'll explain that to you when I use them. But get all of that cut, put it on your table, edge of a table or whatever you're working at. Makes it easier for when you're in the process. You don't want to be cutting tape when you're putting the post in your ear. And then get your posts ready to go. Don't put the glue on them until you're ready to put them in the ear though. And then I need my husband and my dog. You need another person with you to hold the dog's head while you're doing this, because you're going to have to stretch the ear to make sure you don't put any air pockets in there. So I'm going to grab the dog and the husband.
Someone call for a husband.
You can sit right there. She's not quite 5 months old yet. She's still a big baby. But as you can see, her ears are kind of flobbery right now. But this is what I was talking about. I'm using Sure Grow 100. And then I'm also going to get some vitamin C, because they say that just helps absorb the calcium, or helps the dog absorb the calcium. So anyway, now if your dog has a lot of hair on the inside of the ear, I suggest shaving it out. But when you're posting it this much, most of that hair doesn't stay in there anyway. So you're going to take your one of your posts, whichever one you want. If you're using the glue at this point, I'd spray the glue on there. She doesn't shake hers out, so I quit using the glue because there's no point if she's not shaking them out. You're going to take this bottom, and then you're going to really press it down into the ear. It's very important that you really get this pressed down there. You're not going to hurt her, but if you get this pressed really good down into the ear, that's what makes this, he won't be able to scratch it out then. And the way we tape it helps with that too, but that's what you want to do. And then you're going to pull this ear nice and tall up against it, against the rod. Now, you want to make sure that the ear is completely smooth, because if you start taping this and there's a fold in the ear, you're going to create what's called a pocket, and that will cause the dog's ear to fall inward over the head, kind of like how he's been pulling his ears in. I mean, he's probably doing that on purpose, but that's kind of what you want to avoid. Then you'll take a piece of the micropore tape. It's the medical one. You don't want to use the Zonas tape yet. You want to use this first, because this is sticky enough that it'll hold things together, but it won't pull the hair out when you're removing it. Now, the next thing you need to make sure is they have this flap here. And I don't know how much you know, so I'm just explaining everything to you. But this flap right here, you want to make sure that you are folding it back. So you are folding it inward towards the head and not folding it around this way. So you'll take your micropore tape. I go as low as you possibly can on here. And then you tape it around. You want to pull it nice and snug, but you don't want to cut off circulation. So as you can see, that's nice and tight, but hopefully not too tight. And then after that, I will tape the rest of the ear right away. I know the YouTube video I sent you, they only tape the base and the tip, but that just doesn't seem to hold. So you want to keep taping all the way around here. And you want to go all the way up to the tip. Now, this post is a little short. It's not going to go all the way to the tippy top, but that's okay. If just a little piece of the tip sticks out, it's really not a big deal. You want to make sure that you're sticking the ear to the post too, so that it's nice and snug around the post. And one more, and 4 pieces seem to be about perfect for this as far as what I've been doing. But if you want to do less or more, that's fine. I just like doing 1 strip at a time because then you're not cutting off any circulation. And then if the post is too long, I'll cut it off right here at the tip, but where this one is a little shorter, I just cut off that excess right there. That's fine. You can actually leave the tip showing, because that way if you made anything too tight, that tip will start to swell up and it'll show you that the blood circulation is incorrect. And this is the part where you need somebody else to help you with. So I'll have John pull up on her ear. He'll just pull straight up on it. Now what you want to do with one of the longer pieces of Zonas tape you got is you want to go really low on here. So you're going to go lower than where this tape starts. You're going to cover the base of the ear there, and then you're going to go up with it around the back. So that way you're taping basically almost all the way down right here. There's only a little piece showing, and that way they can't get the bottom of that post out of there, which might be how your boy is getting it out of there every time. And then you just tape the rest of the way up on this. And this will just cover over the micropore tape just to strengthen it and keep it nice. I'm just gonna get your head in the video. It looks like I might need to add 1 more small piece on there. It's usually 4 and 4, works pretty well on these. You want to make sure you get it all the way to the top here. Now, if you actually get the post even with the tip, if you like to do that, what I would do is I would cut a little piece of tape and put it over the top of the post and the tip, and then tape around that. That'll just help keep that post down in the ear too if you're having any problems with that. But see, after that ear is posted, you can see she's already holding her ear pretty much upright. So that's kind of what you're looking for. You don't want it shaped all over or going like this or something. This is just nice and straight up and down. And then you'll do the bridge in between here in a bit, just so that it keeps the ears nice. And like I said, if you're having trouble with him, if he's still going to pull his ears in with this method, then I would probably put a little piece of baker rod in between the ears to create a bumper. And you'd kind of just wrap it the same way, sticky side out, and then cover the tape around when you put it in between. But so, I'm just going to do the same thing with the other ear. Going to pull up on it, stick that post in there really nice and deep, and then stick the ear nice and long to it. I hope you can see this. You can see the ears stretched out really nice. There's no wrinkles or anything like that. You don't want any wrinkles. And then you have to go the opposite way with this one, because you want that fold to fold inward. So again, you're going to, on her right ear facing her, you're going to go clockwise. Can you hold her head, please? It's a little bit slower than I usually go on her ear, so she might get a little irritated. But again, you're just going to go as low as you can on this ear and tape it nice and low. You're going to have 4 pieces going on this again too. And make sure you have that ear pulled up really nice and tall. Prevent wrinkles and pockets and ears folding in. This micropore tape is really just kind of a base layer for just helping everything stick together. The Zonas tape is what does most of the work, it seems like. And I know some people only use this micropore tape, but it seems to hold up a lot better when you use both. So I got this post a little bit taller so they won't look the exact same height-wise on both ears, but they'll be good. I'm just cutting off the tip of that again so that it's not in the way. I need a couple more pieces of Zonus tape here. Okay, so you're going to take that really long piece of Zonus tape again, and then you'll have my husband pull up on the ear here, really nice and tall.
I'm not going to pull up the ear for her.
And then, Mishka, can you please lower your head here? Thank you. And then when you pull up on the ear, just make sure that you go really nice and low on that tape again. You'll see I did the same thing on this ear where it's really nice and low. And then I'll just tape it all the way up with some more tape. Just really helps hold everything together. I think the 2 layers works really well. So then you have both of those, so you have your little devil horns. You can see they're not perfectly straight up and down, but for the most part they're pretty straight up and down. So then you want to take your Zonus tape and you want to cut a really nice long piece. This is where you need that bumper if you're going to use it. If you're going to do a bumper, can you hold her please? You just get a piece of the backer rod, measure about where you want the ears to be apart like this, and then you just have to get that taped in there. I would suggest doing sticky side out Zonus tape on it first, and then sticking it in here so that the tape will really stick to it, but that'll keep his ears from falling in. But it's difficult for me to even press her ears together right now because of the way these rods are in there, so as long as you get them into the ear really good, you should be okay. Now this is the other spot where you really do need help too. What I'm going to have my husband do is I'm going to have him pull up on both of her ears, and he'll just pull them up as far as they'll go, and then you weren't straight. Then what he needs to do is he needs to make sure that the ears are parallel. Basically, you want the ears to be exactly where you're going to have them, where you want them to be up and down, permanently. So you're going to create a bridge, and what you want to do is when he's pulling up on that, you want to go as close to the head as you can with the tape. You move your head that way.
She's moving her head. What am I supposed to do?
You're going to go as close to the base as you can of the head. So you can see on here that it's pretty much against her head. That way it'll kind of keep her ears up even more. Or his ears, since you have a male, but keep the ears up even more just to make sure that they're nice and stretched out so you're not creating anything in there that you shouldn't. So you can see the tips kind of stick out differently on this, but
Oh gosh, it's gonna fall.
but that's what you want for a finished product. Her ears look really tall right now, but you want that bridge really nice and close to where you basically tape the last piece. And then what she's going to do is a shake test. So when I put her down, she'll go shake her head like crazy. And as long as they don't come out, you're good to go. And she's running all over, but yep, she's good. She quit shaking. She gave up. They're not going anywhere. Back in her chair. So I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, if I didn't answer any questions, just ask me. You can always video call me and we can talk about it. But it should be pretty simple otherwise. Just make sure you have somebody else to help you because you really want to make sure you get to pull up on those ears. You don't want to create pockets. And you really want to shove that backer rod really deep into the ear as far as it'll go. You won't hurt him, but you want it really deep in there because that's what helps prevent it from coming out. That and taping that post as low as you can on the ear. You just kind of have to go down with it like in a bell shape when you tape it. So she's playing with her toy now. Doesn't care. Gave up. It's not going anywhere. They'll stay in for a week. Again, use the glue if you need to. Alrighty, thank you.